Hey, what's up guys? Dabruski here again. Today we are going to hopefully finish up all the suspension and all that for the Civic and get it on the ground. Last night I ended up putting all of this back together in here. Got all the suspension done. It's all tightened down. Not all the way because I got to preload the suspension before I tighten everything. It went pretty good. It was really dark so I couldn't get much of that on footage. Got this side done as well, as you can tell. So this radiator did not come on this car. This one came on the Integra. It'll fit on the car. I just need to cut the tabs off of the original AC mounts. You can see them right. Let's see if I can get the focus in there. Yeah, you can see those right there. I just need to cut those off, and once I cut those off, then I will grind it all off and put the radiator in there exactly where it needs to be, and then I will weld some new tabs in there. So I'm gonna go get a saw right now. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this like super cheap Harbor Break cut saw. I'm gonna go home, cut it. Alright, so I just got home from the store. Got everything I needed. So as I said earlier, I needed to get an ECU because the car was running kind of weird. So I called up one of my friends, Austin. I was like, hey man, do you have an ECU by any chance for like a B20? He's like, oh yeah, I got one. I was like, okay, cool. So I went to his house and he had the computer perfect. I was like, okay, awesome, great. And then I asked him like, hey, do you have any other parts? And he's like, yeah, of course. And I like looked through his pile. So I got a brand new oil pan gasket. So I'm super stoked on that. I didn't want to buy that. Got like a weird shift knob. Got the ECU, which I'm super stoked on. This should make the car run perfect. And look at this. Power steering brackets. I'm so stoked. I don't know if you remember in the last video I said that I'm gonna have to cut up the other power steering bracket that I had from the from the D15 to make it fit this engine. I don't need to do that anymore. I got the actual ones for the engine right in there. And then I was like, hey man, what are those headers on the wall? And he's like, oh, those are just some PLM B-series header. I'm like, how much you want for them? And he's like, oh, I'll just throw it in the whole package deal. So I got myself some super nice PLM headers. I am actually super excited on these because they look so good. They're super nice. Way better than the stock manifold. Alright, so right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this power steering, all these brackets that I got from Austin. I'm going to put these on the car right now. They just kind of bolt on right here. You can tell the difference between the two. These are like a two-piece where it kind of gets everything out of the way, and that's kind of like a one-piece where it wraps around the block. Alright, so I messed around with those brackets for a little bit for the power steering, and they're not going to fit. I don't know what's going on with it, but what I'm going to do is, this bracket like just doesn't want to sit right here. I don't know if there's like a specific bracket for this engine or what's going on. I don't even care. I'm going to use this bracket, and I'm going to use this pipe right here. And I'm going to cut off probably like an inch section, and I'm just going to make like inch spacers and put it right here, and do the same with the bottom on the other bracket. I was tired of seeing the shift linkage kind of just lay here, so what I did was I actually just put it back in the car, bolted it up really quick. So now we have a shifter, we have gears, although you can hear the shift linkage is hitting the exhaust heat shield. So I'm going to get down there and either rip that off or cut it. When I was putting in the engine, I didn't really have help with anyone, so it's kind of hard to do this, but as you can see, just annihilated that TPS. For some reason the map sensor or whatever, this little thing is gone too. Alright, so I just got the exhaust cut off using this reciprocating saw. Hold on. I usually don't use reciprocating saws. I usually use just like a grinder with the cutoff disc. But I had one recently explode on me, and that kind of scared me enough to where I'm like, okay, I'll still use the grinder in areas, but I won't do it to cut exhaust. The reciprocator is just like butter. It cuts through, and it's way more straight. So there's the old exhaust down there. I'm going to go pull it out right now. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to take the O2 sensor off the old manifold right here, and I'm going to bolt it onto the new one down here. And then I'll probably just bolt the headers on. Alright, so I just finished putting on the exhaust manifold. I finally got some help to come help me finish up the car. Hey! Okay, maybe not. Basically, what I'm going to do now is finish up the bottom, everything that needs to be done on the bottom. I just did, like I said, I just did the exhaust. I think all I need to do now is preload all the suspension, tighten everything down. So I just finished bleeding the brakes with my brother. It went pretty good. We got all the air out of the system. The engine is just about all done, connected. I need to get some bolts for the headers, but it's just about done. I'm actually super excited. I ordered new tires for these wheels that I have, and yeah. So right now what I'm doing is I'm going to the store to get some transmission fluid and some oil. All right, so I'm going to get some brake fluid right now, some oil, and transmission fluid. So I just ordered a nice set of some Toyos. I just connected all the rest of the wires and everything, bled the brakes, bled the clutch. I'm running an open header right now, complete open header. As you can tell right here, it is not connected at all. What I'm going to do is just start her up. Good one. No lights, no battery. Anything leaking? Any fuel? I think so. So, started right up. Super loud, but we got a running engine in the car. So I just cut those tabs off. Let's see if I can find one. Right here, these ones. They were at the bottom. That's like originally for where the AC connected to. I don't think this car came with an option to even get a full-size radiator ever. I mean, the car in the engine bay is about, I'm gonna say 75% done. I thought I should clear this up really quick. I had a few people ask me, where are those orange wheels that we saw in the first video? I sold those. The reason I sold them is the money I got from those wheels alone paid for all of this. It paid for the engine, it paid for the tranny, it paid for all of these axles, the brakes, everything. I mean, everything you saw me get in that second video, those orange wheels paid for that. And these wheels. So for me, the way I see it is, yeah, I like those wheels, they were cool. But I got something way more valuable to me, not necessarily money-wise, but in general. I mean, I got a dual overhead cam swap.